Hello and welcome. Welcome to yet another discussion. Today we will be talking about how to deal with postpartum depression in the right way. I think in the last session we spoke about the symptoms of postpartum depression. So today we are going to be continuing on that, and generally you know by the end of today's discussion you will have a better idea on how to actually deal with it in the right way, so it becomes more effective for you and it becomes comparatively easier. You're going to get the right direction on how to go about it. All right, so let's start off with that directly. And the first step to this is awareness. Okay, now when I say awareness, there are so many people, okay, sadly, but there are so many mothers who have no idea about a concept called postpartum depression, and of course their families as well. So lack of understanding of a concept called postpartum depression in itself calls for a huge talk or huge movement to make people aware about postpartum depression, right? So being aware on what are the symptoms, I think we spoke in detail about it in the last session, so I'm not going to go in depth about the symptoms right now. Okay, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check out the previous video. But today we will be talking about the steps, right, on how to deal with it. Once you are aware that you have it, how do you go about it? Yeah, so the first one itself is awareness. Yes, I have postpartum depression. How do you know that? By checking out the symptoms, right? So once you're aware that yes, you have it, the second thing that you need to be aware of, in fact there are three things. The first one is the concept in itself. I think we made it very clear last time that there's something called postpartum depression, and these are the symptoms, right? So the second one is the symptoms, in fact, that you have it, based on the symptoms, there's a chance that I have it, or some people are absolutely sure that you have it. And the third one is that it can be healed, it can be cured, right? So many people think, so many mothers especially, when they enter all this chaos of parenthood coupled with the depression, right, they think that parenting itself is like this. No, and it's important to be aware that parenting can be fun. So do not let the layer, the mask or the veil of depression kind of cover your, the parenting experience, and you start seeing parenting through the lens of depression, right? And you assume that, oh, parenting is like this, it's going to be chaotic. Look at me, I'm so messed up. I don't feel good, I don't feel energetic, I feel like crying all the time. Nobody helps me out. Look at my baby. I don't have any time for myself. I want everybody, in case you have identified that you are going through depression, I want you to first know that the parenting that you're seeing right now, you're seeing it through the lens of depression, right? So that means the actual parenting experience can be completely different for you once the depression thing is gone. So if you understand this concept, right? So I want you to type in awareness in the comment section. So I'm going to go through all the comments later, and I want to know how many of you connected with this concept. Make sure you're active in terms of commenting, right? So the three steps, okay? The first thing, the concept of postpartum depression, which so many people are not aware of. Maybe you don't have it, but somebody else in your house have it, maybe your sister, your friend, or somebody else, and they don't know about it. Put in a lot of efforts to make the other person know about the concept, right? And of course the second one is that you got to be aware that yes, you have it. Okay, knowing about the concept, first thing. Being aware that you have it is the second thing. The third awareness that you need to have is it can be cured. Yeah, so if you guys are clear so far, type in awareness in the comment section. This is the first step. Now the second step, you're going to move on to acceptance, right? Let me tell you, I had to put this as a second step because I have seen so many mothers are in denial of their depression stage. They think, no, depression for me, no, I'm not depressed, right? It becomes so hard. I don't know why, but most of them make it, make it an ego issue to accept that, yes, I am going through depression. I am suffering from it. See, it's as simple or as next thing as, oh, I have a headache today, It's just being aware, I have a headache. You cannot get in denial. No, headache for me. No, I don't get headaches. No, there's a huge chance that you can get a headache. So once you deliver, once you're a new mom, there's a huge chance that you can get into depression. So you got to accept that. Without acceptance, the next steps that I'm going to tell you will do no good. You need to accept, because this is not a physical ailment. This is more to do with a lot of psychology and the hormonal changes that have happened. And so you got to be active in this. So if you got to be active to heal your situation, to heal what you're going through, you need to accept it in the first place. I have seen mothers firsthand that they have lot of difficulty in accepting. I don't know why it becomes, an ego thing for them, right? So if you are going through it, however hard it is, start accepting it. Yes. Without acceptance, you cannot heal it. Or maybe you can, but it's going to take a longer time. Why make something, more difficult when it can be dealt with easily? And if you know somebody else who is going through it, do your best to help that person accept it, right? But that person says, no, I'm not going through it. See what you can do to maybe throw some extra light on what that person is going through, so she knows that, yes, oh, I'm going through depression and it's important for me to accept it, right? So without acceptance, there is no change. Yeah. So basically, when I say acceptance, you got to accept your state of, first of all, that yes, I'm going through depression. So it's a state of mind. You need to accept the behaviors that happen because of it, the mood swings that happen because of it. Most importantly, you also need to accept that you need help, which is my third point. The third point is seek help. Again, it becomes an ego thing for so many people to approach and ask for help. Oh my God, I'm struggling. My state of mind is pathetic right now. I don't know what's happening to me. Can somebody help me out? Right? So when it comes to asking for help, first of all, you need to ask for help. And second of all, it also becomes the responsibility of the family. It means the husband, the mother, like your mother and father, or maybe your in-laws, to actually, be open to asking for help. Now we have this, we have this, what do I call it? Some friction towards asking for help from other people, especially when it comes to your mental health. Yeah, there's a lot of hesitation, lot of reservations that are there. If you don't ask for help, you're going to continue suffering. Yeah, maybe you will get out of it eventually, but it's going to be a long time, right? So what you can do is educate your family members about it. If you think they are not, accepting, or they're not very open to it, you got to spend some time with them. So basically, you got to be in acceptance with the mood. So basically, what happens is, when you have these mood swings, I want you guys to disassociate yourself from the mood swings. That means, oh, I'm not doing it. It's just my depression, that state of mind that I'm in, that is making me do it. Once you understand this, a lot of self-blame, self-pity, the guilt, and all of it just falls down automatically, right? Instead of saying, oh, look at me, I'm so short-tempered. No, you are not short-tempered. It's just that the depression that is there in you, that is making you short-tempered in this moment. So you got to disassociate yourself from your actions at that moment, right? So don't directly point all of it that is happening saying you are like that or I am like that. No, you are not like that. Yeah? So be aware about the state of mind you're in, the behavior that is happening. So, oh, this behavior is because of the depression. Otherwise, I'm not, this kind of a person. And it becomes important for other people around you also to see you that way. Right? And most importantly, my third point, ask for help. Ask for help, right? So before I move on to the third point, I'm going to slightly, extend in terms of awareness. Yeah. Now that you know that you need help, you also need to know that it is a time-consuming thing. Just by visiting a counselor, or just by approaching the source of help, immediately it's not going to go. It's not headache. You take a Saradon or a Crocin and then it just vanishes in 30 seconds, in 30 minutes. It needs a lot of time. And other thing is, it needs a lot of efforts as well, right? So you need to know, or you need to be willing to give it the time and effort that is required. Is it going to be easy? Maybe, maybe not. But definitely it's going to be worth it. Yeah? I hope if you're watching this and you're going through depression, I hope you really have the wisdom and courage to accept that you are in it in the first place. I truly hope you get the wisdom and courage to accept it. Once you do it, once you accept it, the next things that are going to follow are going to be comparatively more easier. Otherwise, there's somebody trying to help you out, but there is a lot of friction from your side. So that, the help is going to go nowhere. In fact, it becomes more a burden to you. And I see that happening on day-to-day basis. I see people going through depression, and the family is trying, or the family, or the friends are trying to tell that person that no, you need help. Why don't we ask for help? Right? But the person is in such a state of denial that she is harming herself more. And thousands of mothers do this. Thousands of them. Right? I hope you are not that. Because once you do this, you get over it, you become more confident, and you start seeing other people who are doing, who are going through it, and you are in a better position to help them. Because we all know the state of depression is such a pathetic state to be in. Right? You feel like the world's turned upside down, you feel like nobody is there for you, you feel like everything you're doing on your own. Sometimes it goes to the extent of you don't find the reason to live. That it goes to such extremes. So before it even touches that, and especially if it has touched that, it becomes your responsibility. Okay? It becomes your responsibility to take the third step, which is ask for help. Now, how do you ask for help? The first one is, approach a doctor, the simplest thing. You have your gynec, right? Gynecs are not the right, I don't think they are the right people, or some of them are already equipped with it. But if you don't know any other source, the least you can do is go and approach your doctor, your gynecologist, saying, looks like I'm going through depression, can you help me out? What I want you to do, in case you're going through it, okay, in case you're going through it, after this video, right, after this live, I want you to pick up your phone, call your doctor, and take an appointment in this week. Do that. Just start off with the first step, and things will follow after that. How many of you are able to resonate with it? And if you are in it, okay, if you are in it, or if you know somebody else who is in it, can you commit to just picking up your phone and taking an appointment for yourself, or for the other person who you know? If yes, say I commit to taking appointment, or say commit-appointment in the chat box. I want to know how many of you are actually able to resonate with it. Yeah? If approaching doctors is one of it. The second way is, let's say, the depression is there, but it's, the level of it is not too deeper. If you feel, yeah, once in a while I get this bout of depression, and after that, for months together I seem to be fine, or weeks together I seem to be fine, then you could start off with just reading books. Yeah, see which, just Google it out, see which book you resonate with, understand more about the situation, right? But if you think it's really serious, that you need help immediately, first call a doctor. Call your doctor, okay? Because your doctor knows you for quite some time. The next thing that you could do is actually, take up counseling or therapy, right? Do you know counselors? Go approach them. If not, again, Google it out, or take the reference of your gynecologist. Maybe she will refer you to a specific counselor or a therapist, and go for therapy. There's nothing wrong in going for therapy. It's as simple as you have back pain, you go to the doctor to ask for help. There's nothing wrong in asking for help when it comes to mental, emotional, psychological, ailments or discomforts. There's nothing wrong. That stigma that is there, you need to shed it off, right? The counselor, the psychologist, the therapist, he or she is going to talk you out of it, right? So this is where I said it's going to be a time-consuming thing. 1 or 2 sessions are just not going to help you out. You got to be associated with that person for quite some time, and eventually, right, they are going to help you get out of it. So you got to be active, because the therapist is not going to come to your house. Hey, come on, Sneha, I know you were there at my session a week ago. You're supposed to be here. Why didn't you join me this week? So I came to your house. No, nobody's going to do that, right? So you got to take the responsibility. And let me tell you, these situations in the house, like, I have to take care of my baby, I have this work to do, I have etc. It is always going to be there, right? So just because you're completely clogged with the work, that should not stop you from taking help. In fact, that should be the reason for taking help. Because you're so clogged with work, you need that space. You need to let go of the friction that is there, all the layers of unwanted emotional trauma and stigma that is there. You need to let go of it. That is why you need to take more help. Yeah. So go to counselors. If counseling you think is not working for you, maybe you have tried that, come and approach us. Come and join PTP Hub. Come and join my community. Right? Because we are a group of mothers who are, mothers, and some of them are fathers as well, who are going through n number of courses. And most importantly, when I say courses, it is more about, we touch a lot upon the psychology. And the other important thing is we offer support. There's constant guidance, there's constant support. You have something to look up to. You have a group of people who are there waiting to help you out when you're in trouble. How to make parenting easier, okay? But let me tell you, if you are on the higher side of depression, the right thing that you can do is approach a doctor or a counselor or a psychologist or a therapist, right? If you think that you are on the lower side, then come reach out to us, right? Put that in the chat box, or leave me a personal message on Facebook saying, I just went through this Facebook live video on postpartum depression, and I'm kind of on the lower side. Looks like I'm managing well, but there are times when it's difficult. So I need help in how to go through those difficult times, right? So approach us and see how, I'm going to see how we can help you out with that. And the second thing, no, I think I finished doctors, then reading books, then counselors and therapists and psychologists and all of them. After that, the next important thing, which most of us fail to do, right, is asking for help from other people around you, or hiring a domestic help. Look around you. So many mothers are doing everything on their own. They don't ask for help. They don't hire domestic help. They want to do the cooking on their own, bathing the child on their own, feeding the child on their own, playing with the child on their own, everything, the doing basic household chores on their own. Don't. You have a new life you have brought a new life into your life. It's a huge responsibility. So that has to be your priority and not the other things. If you're able to manage everything fine, then great. If you are not, there's nothing wrong in asking for help. Hire a help. Hire a full-time, nanny, domestic help, so that person can do the household chores. And most of us forget that we need a lot of rest. Most mothers are exhausted. If you just leave them, they're just going to drop on the floor and doze off to sleep. Why do you torture yourself so much? It's as simple as hiring somebody. My child is up. Why don't you play with my child? I'm super exhausted. I need a nap. And to do that, the most important psychological thing for you is to actually know or believe or accept that you have the right to sleep when you're tired. You don't need to be a superwoman all the time. No, I'm the mother. Even if I'm exhausted, I'm supposed to be doing this work. No. When you're exhausted, you're supposed to be taking rest. And if you see, sometimes just giving the mother taking some rest over a period of time, just that itself is going to heal depression for so many people. So many mothers are depressed, and on top of it, they're exhausted. So that adds on to it, right? So try off with these little things, like first hiring somebody to take care of your child when you want to sleep. There's so many who have done this mistake. I have done the mistake. There are times when I've just slept like 4 hours per night, and that's it. And I've done that for months together, taking, and then spoiling my health, then acidity and headache, and, popping pills for acidity and headache and vomiting, and don't do that. I think that's the most stupid thing to do. If you've already done it, stop doing it, right? If you're already doing that, stop right now and see if somebody else around you is doing it. And I don't think there's any better time to talk about, postpartum depression than on this day, right? It's Women's Day today. So I think this is the right, and there's no better time to speak about helping other people realize that they are in depression and they need help. I think it's we who need to help each other out. It's we women who need to extend our help, offer our help to people around us, to women around us. So if you want to celebrate Women's Day, okay, of course, the shopping, the mela that happens, all of it, great. But if you know somebody who is going through depression because you're a mother, you can relate to it, and I'm sure you know fellow mothers, just pick up the call and talk to them. Looks like it's this. Do you want help, or why don't you seek help? Right? So like this, let's celebrate Women's Day today by offering help. But before that, if you need help, celebrate Women's Day by accepting that you need help in the first place. So now I feel is the right time to say Happy Women's Day to everybody. Yes? So with this, I come to the end of today's discussion on how to handle postpartum depression in the right way. Remember, we are all with you. You're not alone. All you got to do is, if you need help from us, just leave a personal message on Facebook, and we will do what is best from our side. We're going to go beyond what we can do to help you out. Okay, until we meet next time, take care and bye-bye. So if you want to continue your learning journey, then I want you to click the link in the description box and be a part of my closed Facebook group called Parenting with Ease, wherein you can attend the Monday lives that I do every week. All right, I'm going to see you there. Take care.